幼稚園でも人種ごとに分かれてんの？
That's a deep question. I gotta think about that. And if you're a hafu, you have to. So everybody used to tell me, Chase, you're white. Oh my hakujin. Yeah, hakujin, kokujin. They're all just kind of fighting with each other.
日本人が一番仲良くなりやすい人種は何？
I would definitely say.
はい、こんにちは。
こんにちは。
チェイスとケンケンです。ちょっと前にアメリカの学校で人種ごとに友達ができてるっていうショート動画を作ったんですが、今回はその動画に関してちょっと深掘り話していきたいと思います。
はい。
アメリカの学校で小中高大と本当に友達人種ごとにできてるのか、どんなグループができてるのか、日本人を含めたアジア人どんなポジションにいるのか、他の人種との関わり合いがあるのか、そういう話をしていきたいと思いますね。実際アメリカの学校っていうのは友達のグループっていうのは人種ごとにできてんの？
Yes. Every group in American schools is usually divided by jinshu. You got your Mexican group, Hakujin group, Asiajin group, and like of course Kokujin group.
一番最初に気づいたのは何歳の時チェイスがそういうのがあるなって。
4 or 5 years old. I think it really starts happening around kindergarten, first grade. 6歳、7歳ぐらい。
6歳の時点で子供が無意識的に自分の人種と友達になるっていうのがもうできてる。
Yeah.
幼稚園でも人種ごとに分かれてるの？
I would say definitely from elementary school.
小学校1年生から。
Yeah, so all the time since I did always hang out with Mexicans, even from first grade, shogakusei. I remember it was always 2 Mexicans and the white guy. I was the white guy hanging out with my friends. And they would always pick, if a teacher said, hey, get into groups of 2, they would always pick the other Mexican over me. And I was always... So all the way maybe, yeah, from Yochien.
なんでだろうね。似てるから。
They just like looking at people who have the same kind of face as them. Specifically, tokuni, like anybody who's not a Hakujin, they just feel kind of kodokukan, isolated by their race. So then whenever they find somebody who also is the same race and from the same culture, they get all excited and like, oh yeah, oh another person with my type of skin color.
日本では中国人、日本人、韓国人ちょっと仲悪かったりするんだけど、
yeah.
アメリカだと日本人、中国人、韓国人みんな仲いい。
Oh yeah, for the most part, yeah. There is no Nihonjin group or Kankokujin group. None of that. It's because everybody's America de umare so datta. So their mind is kind of Amerikajin, but they still like looking at people who look similar to them. But what is funny though is if you tell them though that Koreans and Chinese are the same, then they do get mad. They're like, yeah, but we're so different. 全然違う。アメリカの学校でもみんな怒る。 Yeah. We're like best friends, but no, we're so different. Because their parents always tell them that.
まあ日本人でも怒るけどね、日本でも。
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Everybody's got a lot of pride for their country. And if you're a hafu, you have to pick one or the other.
選ばなきゃいけない。
Michelle Obama was called Oreo because her seikaku wa hakujin poi kedo, you know, her skin color is kokujin kuroi. And I had some kokujin friends that had the same thing. They got bakani sareta from other kokujin for acting too like hakujin.
黒人だけど白人っぽい行動してたらバカにされる。
Only by the ignorant people, but yes.
黒人の人が喋る英語はちょっと
Yeah, like this is very unfortunate, but I personally have some kokujin friends where when they try to fix their own English, fix their grammar and stuff, their own family will even make fun of them and just tell them again that like you're acting white, why are you acting like a hakujin?
ちゃんとした文法で喋ったら白人みたいって思われちゃうんだ。
Exactly. Well, let's say if you're a very tall, very good at basketball Asiajin and you love rap, they might be saying like, oh, are you kokujin? Why are you acting like a kokujin? Because futsuni Asiajin, well, we don't have this image of them being tall basketball
そういうイメー
players.
ジがない。
そうそう。
でアジア人は数学が得意で楽器とか演奏してオタク気質なイメージがあるからそのステレオタイプの中にいなきゃいけないと。
Yes.
ステレオタイプから外れると
ちょっとバカにされる. That happens a lot. For my situation, I was always hanging out with Mexicans, so everybody used to tell me, Chase, you're white, oh my hakujin, you're not Mexican. So the same kind of thing happened.
人種ごとに友達ができるっていうのはアメリカの刑務所でも同じことが起きてるって聞いたけど、これはどんな感じなの？
So, Keimusho, since they sometimes try to kill each other, they always gotta like pick a little team. It's more serious than Keimusho. Once you pick a jinshu that you're gonna be with, and that's who you're with for the entire time you stay in prison. I heard though that a lot of like Kokujin and Mekishkojin hate each other in prison. They'll try to like stab each other and stuff. It's crazy. Same thing for like, yeah, Hakujin, Kokujin. They're all just kind of fighting with each other.
やっぱ人種で喧嘩すんだ。
Yeah, I think so. But Asiajin wa ichiban tsukunai. If you're in American prison and you're Asiajin, yeah, you're fucked.
ア
Komaru.
メリカ行くときはあんま犯罪を犯さない方がいいね。
Yeah, no hanzai.
日本人が一番仲良くなりやすい人種は何？
I would definitely say Hakujin.
白人がやっぱり。
Definitely.
なんで？
I think a lot of the social norms between Hakujin and Asiajin are 結構似てる.
どういうとこ？
Playing video games. A lot of Asiajin, Hakujin are always playing video games together in America. There's a lot of shy Hakujin, believe it or not. Shy Hakujin and Asiajin that can be really good friends.
映画とかでも結構ナード的な白人で描かれてる映画も多いもんね。
Yeah.
ナポレオンダイナマイトとか。
I think there's just that image of Kokujin. There's not that many shy Kokujin.
やっぱシャイな白人の方がシャイな黒人より多いんだ。
I think so.
結構日本人のイメージだと白人ってもうみんな明るく くて友達いっぱいいて What's up? みたいな感じじゃない。
I mean, there are people like that, but there's people like that in Japan too.
確かに。
Yeah, just go to a party. You're gonna meet plenty of like just kind of quiet Hakujin guys that don't really talk to anybody, and then there's gonna be a lot of shy Asiajin. They usually end up becoming friends. They're like, oh, what the hell? Start talking. And I'd say the biggest thing is that there's a lot of Hakujin that fucking love anime.
あ、じゃあ黒人より白人の方がアニメ好きな人が多い。
Oh, definitely.
意外だね。
It's rare to see an Asiajin and Kokujin friendship. That's rare.
あんま見たことないね。
Yeah, and even Tokei Tekini, Asiajin otoko, Kokujin onanoko, that's like some of the rarest couples.
俺たちもね、
Exactly.
そんな感じだしね。まあ例えば俺みたいな日本人がアメリカの学校に留学して白人の友達が欲しいとか黒人の友達が欲しいとかいう場合は友達になれないってわけではない。それはどうなんですか？
Yeah, of course. Yeah, mochiron. But definitely if you're gonna be in the Kokujin group, you're gonna wanna more listen to rap, love
や
basketball,
っぱそういうのしなきゃいけない。
and chotto speak with Ebonics a little bit more.
黒人英語。
So Kokujin eigo. Chotto gang-poi.
じゃあ白人と友達になりたかったらどうすればいい？日本人が。
Just speak standard English. Watch a lot of American movies, TV shows, learn as much about American culture as you can.
別に向こうは受け入れてくれるってことだね。
Yeah.
別にアジア人だから地形みたいな感じにはならない。
As long as you just speak English, you know a lot about American culture, I think it's zenzen daijoubu.
でもアメリカ文化知らないとダメ。
Yeah, of course.
どんな文化？
Movies, video games, and music. If you don't know that much about it, then yeah, it's just moody. Like people are just gonna think you're a little weird. If you know a lot about that, you should be completely good to go.
映画ってどんな映画？
Star Wars, Forrest Gump, a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, Terminator, Sylvester Stallone movies, movies that Leonardo DiCaprio's in, Inception, The Matrix. Oh yeah, The Matrix is a big one. Then because a lot of people make jokes referencing those kind of movies and stuff. Oh, and then also another big one, South Park. Especially if you're a man. South Park, I would say South Park and Family Guy.
みんな見るよね。
Yeah, definitely. Like there's a lot of movies that basically everyone has seen, which I think 日本にはない。
あんまないかもしれない。
あんまりない。
音楽はどんな音楽？
Rap, definitely. Rap's the biggest one. That's one of the reasons I didn't fit in well in America. I don't like rap. And that's popular with everybody. Kokujin, Hakujin, Asiajin. Every group listens to rap in America.
日本人を含めてアジア人のグループに入りたい白人とか黒人とかいんの？
Yeah, weeaboos. They're what we call those people. Like Nihon otaku.
仲間に入れてよみたいな感じ？
Yes. Just they're usually either obsessed with anime, Japanese, but they love Asian food.
まあでも嬉しいよね、アジア人としては。
Oh, yeah,
興味持ってくれてるわけだからね。
For sure, but a lot of people make fun of them.
バカにされるよ。
Yeah, of course.
こういうね、人種の話っていうのはすごい面白いんだけど、実際になんかネイティブのアメリカ人にさ、聞いてみたくない？
Oh, yes, definitely.
Hi.
Were there like different groups, basically just by races? Like, was there like an Asian group, white group at your school, black group? Like,
Yeah, sometimes. I think, like, for example, there is a certain level of comfort. I had friends from China as well. We had a girl in our class from Vietnam. But yeah, they all, like, it was nice to actually hear them interact with one another because they could make references. Oh, like, do you go here, here, and here? It's like, nah, like, and then I just like this food. And then they'd be like, oh, yeah, I get that, you know?
yeah, I could see that.
Were there like Japanese people in your high school?
there was one friend of mine who was Japanese, and I don't know. I mean, I understand why, for example, people change their name to make it easier for white Westerners to pronounce. So his name was James, but his real name was Seiji. So
Completely different name.
yeah, yeah.
Seiji to James.
Yeah.
They do that a lot in America. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And I was like, just keep your name, bro. Like,
When you were in like high school, do you think like friend groups, they were based on race?
Yeah, like was there like a Asian group,
White group,
African American group?
that kind of thing?
Yeah, that does happen. I mean, I went to my high school was like super, super white, just in general, but like people do kind of tend to like separate into different groups, but I think it's because people also like to seek out people with like common experiences as them.
Yeah.
So like, if you were, for example, like Latino, like your families would have, like, I grew up in Arizona, so there's lots of like Mexicans and Latinos just in general. So like, they would have like similar upbringings. They maybe would share like religion, food and stuff. But yeah, it does happen, I will say.
Were there any Japanese students in your school?
Yes.
Oh, they were?
They were actually triplets. We had we're triplets. Wow. This was in middle school. It was 2 girls and a boy. They were triplets. They were Japanese. I also had a friend in high school who was also Japanese.
Yeah, well then how about them? Were they just hanging out with other Asian people, or did they like, mix with everybody else, or?
So I don't know why this is, but I think especially with Asian people, they just tend to go together regardless of being from different countries.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
Exactly what we
saying.
talked about.
Yeah, that's what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
and like in general, I feel like Americans kind of tend to see Asia as a broad category. I don't want to like say Americans are stupid and like they know that they're different countries, but like, you know, like to compare it to an American, that would be like, I don't even know. That's like to say like, oh, someone's European. Like that's kind of like a vague idea, but like there's differences between the different countries. Like they have their own like, histories and cultures and foods and stuff, but like they kind of use it as like a very broad like category.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I completely agree. That's pretty much what I said.
Alright, then have a good rest of your day.
All right, have a good night.
はい、こんな感じでね、
はい
楽しかったね。
めっちゃ楽しかった。
いろんな話をね、もう何でも自分がしたい話をキャンブリのネイティブの先生と話せるっていうね。
めっちゃノリがいい先生いっぱいおる。
ネイティブの先生と24時間
24時間
そう、オンラインの英会話ができるんだよね。しかも国選べるんだよ。
Wow.
アメリカ人と話したかったらアメリカ人の先生もいる。
すごい And every conversation's recorded, so you can go back and study what you've learned and what your teachers taught you. That is amazing. I wish I had something like this.
プロモーションコードをこちらにありますんでね、お使いください。はい、ということで、人種の話ね、いろいろと深い話にはなりましたけど、ただ肌の色が違うだけだからね。
Yeah, it's stupid. We all bleed the same color. If I get a knife, red blood. Yeah, it's not that different. 人種差別嫌いやったら、いいね、登録お願いします。インスタフォローもお願いします。みんなどう思ってるか、コメントお願いします。
お願いします。じゃあ、また次の動画でお会いしましょう。バイバイ。
はい、バイバイ。